Now let's talk about Ronaldo. See, I'm back. You know, Ronaldo is not a fault. It's Bruno. Bruno is just Bruno Pan. I don't know what's wrong with him. It's either one day he had a fight with Ronaldo. Even if he had a fight with Ronaldo, how could all the teams like the rest of the team also join? But for Messi, they've been doing like everything Messi. Like Kirami Bobo. It's a Well, yeah, I think maybe one day Ronaldo got furious and talked to his teammates anyhow, and maybe they got angry or something like, because they can't decide not to play to him like that. Hey, like how? Hmm? Yeah, let's continue. The main reason Gianni Infantino want to increase the slot or the spot for World Cup is that he wants it to be a World Cup, like I mean a world. Everybody from different all aspects of the world will come. So not like, oh, some people will just qualify. So that's why he tried from 32 to 54 and now running to 60 something, 64, something like that. So it will continue so that when you say it's time for World Cup, let's say everybody from the world is going to play the World Cup, not only those who qualified. European clubs, they've studied the World Cup to see that no, these African teams by the 80th minute, they will get tired, they will lose focus. So their stability will go down, they will not get stamina, they will not get anything. All they will wait for is the final whistle. So let's target them. Die, die, Biko, Ali, Ali, let's go. Die, die, Biko, Ali, Ali, let's go. Got everything you need. Got it, I give it. Just like you did it. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's the World Cup season, you know. The past few months has been about the World Cup. Now let's go deep into the World Cup. You know, we have the theme song of the World Cup, or the World Cup song, that every year it goes on. So we had, they've been Waka Waka, that's Amina Mina, Waka Waka, and there'll be Alaho La Da, that's BTS. And this one too is Shakira featuring Burna Boy. So let's get into that song. Alaho, no, this Die Die, Biko, Biko, Ali, Ali, let's go. Oh, oh, let's bring it back. Oh, you find a day. You're in this mess. You belong. Should we do breakdown? No, no, no. We are going to talk about football. Let's talk football. He said, oh, you find a day. You were born. Why break you once? Made you strong. This one there, Charlie. I think it's true. He said, what break you once made you strong? You see, die, die, let's go. Ale, ale, let's go. So die, die means let's go. And ale, that means ale, but ale, let's go in French, in English, in Spanish, and so that's why he's trying to talk. Break you once. Made you strong, die die, we go, Ali Ali, let's go, die die, we go, Ali Ali, let's go. Yeah, 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 yeah. So now the World Cup started early part of or late part of June. So now let's go into the World Cup. We started with the group stages, and after the group stage, for the first time in history, this World Cup was not 32, it was more than 32. So after you qualify from the group stage, you go to round of 32, and after round of 32 you go to round of 16, and round of 16 you go to round of 8. That's the semis, and you go to the final. So after round of 16, that's the quarters and quarter final, and after round of 16, you go to semis. And I heard, or it's in the news, that the FIFA president, that's Gianni Infantino, is trying to change the World Cup format again to allow most people, that's 64 countries, to enter into the World Cup. You know, for the first time in history that I've watched football, some country qualified with 3 points. Senegal only qualified with 3 points, and the first time Ghana qualified to from the group stage without doing calculation, because if someone is qualifying with 3 points and you already had 4 points, obviously you've already qualified. So because of the nature of the World Cup, that's a lot of countries participating in the World Cup. Initially, there was maybe A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. There were 11 groups. So from the 11 groups, two from each group would be 22. So the 22 nations, then we will add additional, let's say, additional teams to it to make it 32. That's, we are going to play the round of 32. But initially, it was the only the round of 32. We will start from the round of 32 and go to round of 16. But this one, we started from somewhere 50 something, 54, and came to 32. So that's what made a lot of people qualify. And Ghana to qualify from that. And let's talk about Ghana. No, Ghana there. We'll not talk about Ghana in this World Cup. Now let's continue. So the main reason Gianni Infantino want to increase the slot or the spot for World Cup is that he wants it to be a World Cup. Like, I mean, a world. Everybody from different all aspects of the world will come. Will come. So I'm not like, oh, some people will just qualify. So that's why he tried from 32 to 54, and now running to 60 something, 64, something like that. So it will continue so that when you say it's time for World Cup, let's say everybody from the world is going to play the World Cup, not only those who qualified. That's one thing about the highlight. And Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, he did some miracles in the course of the world. Every most not every World Cup, but almost 90% of the World Cup games he was there, particularly group stage matches. Like, it was, some of them was simultaneously like the same time, or maybe when this one finished playing, he'll be traveling to the next town to go and watch the football. He did very well for that. So that's one of the main highlights. And something that caught my attention is the World Cup football. The World Cup football is a rechargeable football, and Charlie, it's one of a kind. So there's a sensor in it that sense everything that goes on around the park, like around the football. And one thing that came to this World Cup too is the referee ref cam. You know about the ref cam? The ref cam is what the referee will see. Like, what the referee is saying, we will see some. So let's go from the group stage. Some teams stood out. Let's say some teams like Cape Verde. So since Cape Verde, they scored Ghana in the previous AFCON, their fire has not quenched. They scored Ghana. We were talking that, why have you let Cape Verde scored you like Ghana by a whole football nation? He played draw with Argentina. He played draw with Argentina, and people didn't say, "Oh, why has Argentina played draw with Cape Verde?" That means the team, they were really on fire. Their keeper, that's Vonsa or Vitin or something. It starts with V. That keeper, world class, top class. But one thing is, he's a grown up man, so they will not get anything for him. And I also liked how the French national team play, particularly the European clubs. The European clubs, they've studied the World Cup to see that, no, these African teams, by the 80th minute, they will get tired, they will lose focus. So their stability will go down, they will not get stamina, they will not get anything. All they will wait for is the final whistle. So let's target them at that time. So even if you are leading or you've played draw, I watched the first group stage match with Senegal. And when they were playing, Senegal was playing with them normal until the 80th minute, the 70 to 8. Olise did one pass to Mbappe. or everything was finished. I said, hey, these people, like they've dismantled the champions of Africa like that. And Norway, that's Morocco. Morocco also did extremely good. The previous World Cup, they were the only team that qualified for the quarters, and this one too, I think they went to the round of 32. They were the only team that went to the round of 32. So one thing is the sport, it increased the sport for African nations. Let's say when your team win the World Cup, or let's say when we go to the World Cup and we all African teams, we come or we are eliminated in the group stage matches. One thing is next World Cup, our sports for the World Cup will be lesser. But if you're able to continue to the semis, let's say how Morocco was able to go to the semis in the 2022 World Cup. Our slots for the World Cup tend to become 7. The previous one I think it was 5. No, 10. The previous one I think it was 5. So now we had 10 slots, and we are always competing with the Asians because the South Americans and the Europeans there, they are always gone because South America will always go to final or semi. Europe always final or semi or win the World Cup. So obviously they had it. That's one thing about African nations. So the best African nation. So for the first time in history, 9 African nations qualified from the group stages, and only one was able to go to the round of 16. That's Morocco and Ghana there. Colombia finished as pasa 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 pasa. I don't want to talk about it. Colombia and Ghana match was one of a kind. Now let's talk about Ronaldo. See, I'm back. Ronaldo is not a force. It's Bruno. Bruno is just Bruno Pan. I don't know what's wrong with him. It's either one day he had a fight with Ronaldo. Even if he had a fight with Ronaldo, how could all the teams, like the rest of the team, also join? But for Messi, they've been doing like everything Messi. Like Kirami Bobo. Ah, Charlie. Well, yeah, I think maybe one day Ronaldo got furious and talked to his teammates anyhow, and maybe they got angry or something, like, because they can't decide not to play to him like that. Hey, like how? Hmm? Yeah, let's continue. So this was one of the few World Cups that were hosted by multiple nations. That's USA, Mexico, and Canada. But particularly the one hosting the World Cup most is USA, because aside the or even it was the group stage matches that we played some in Canada and Mexico. For the rest of the matches, it was most of them was played in USA. You know, and this also had one of the most watched World Cup in the like football in history. That's easy access. You can also access it on your phone. Initially, the World Cup was not on, like, was not coming to TV until the 98 or something like that. That we finally broadcasted, but that one was black and white. So since the 2000s, that it became colored. That's 2004. No, that's 2006 that people started watching World Cup colored live. That one, the broadcast was high, but not that much high. And 2010 it was almost high. That's after 2010. It broke the record of most viewed like eyeballs in the world. And we came to 2014 Brazil. It was that one too. It wasn't much viewed, but it was a bit good. And we came to 2022 Qatar. That one too had a lot of changes in the World Cup. Then we came to 2026. That's the most viewed World Cup so far. Easy access. You can view it on your phone, YouTube, everywhere. So day in, day out, everything is changing in the world. Now let's get to some pictures that came to the World Cup. That's like some pictures you not get to see it again. Like let's get some pictures like this, for instance. Messi and Harry Kane. This one of a kind, a historic picture. See this guy, Lamine Yamal and Ronaldo. We will never get to see this picture again. It's a historic picture. Jude Bellingham and uh, Jude Jude Bellingham and Messi are giving our the quarterfinal. That one too. We will not get to see it again. A whole lot of pictures that you will not get to see it again. That's one of a kind. And the this is one I'm hearing the 2026 World Cup will have, like, initially I thought they will have a how do you call it? Uh, Initially I thought they will have a halftime performance for every show, but it didn't happen. Now let's talk about England. England, how? Thomas Tuchel, you scored good. You scored in the second half, earlier part of the second half or first half, and around 16 minutes you started playing low block. You substitute five defenders. You are playing five back, and you substitute Rice and what's the name, and brought in Dan Burn. After Dan Burn came on, then they scored you one. Then you were still changing, and you brought Konsa, or no, you brought this player. Uh, oh, this defender I've forgotten. So after you wanted to go, you decided to make Dan Burn go and play as an attacker. Nine. How? How? Charlie. He's a good coach, but that decision there is what cost them for Argentina to win. Now the final match. Now let's go to the other matches. The semi and the, so that's the for the English one. The semi we had France and Spain. You know, the France and Spain match. It was the back four of France that expelled them from the match. You know, the back four was Upamecano. You played Saliba, and you played that guy that made them score them. Like how? And you played Kunde. So that guy is a very old player, not a new player, but inexperience. They've give a football. You have to watch like who is behind you, beside you. So you just control the ball, decided to play, and you know, like me, you throw yourself like someone and going into the 80 and penalty, and they score. That's the only goal that came into the match, and France qualified. France were eliminated. Spain was qualified. So we have Spain and Argentina for the World Cup. That's all Spanish speaking countries World Cup. They all speak Spanish. And the whole, if Messi and Lamine Yamal, you know, in this, it's a historic World Cup because Lamine Yamal is just a teenager, 19 years, and Messi is just retiring from football. So in this art that is going on, it was a UNICEF art that basically some Lamine Yamal was a baby and Messi was bathing someone, and lo and behold, that child was Lamine Yamal, and now they are meeting the big stage of the World Cup, the highest stage of football, and they are playing together. So they are wondering who this one pass Samuel. Hey, who even imagined that Lamine Yamal will even come and play with Messi at the World Cup? And one thing is, Europeans, when you are born, they already know the things you do. Because Lamine Yamal, I saw some of the meeting, he was one video when they are coming from the dugout. You see the children that they used to hold their hands into them. Ramos was holding Lamine Yamal and say, this guy, you're watching him like this. By all means, this guy will play football. And Messi too was buffing the guy. Like, you sure no, I can't you sure no way that out. And when what was say, then. Now let's talk about Norway. You know, Norway hadn't qualified for the World Cup for 16 years, and Haaland made them qualify. You know, the Norway chant. Woo! this this jubilating, there is some foolish jubilating because what's the meaning of the who? And Haaland excellent performance at the World Cup. Then what caused them? Who caused them most is Solot. Solot and Haaland plays the same position. So Solot got a ball that he was supposed to pass to the guy to Haaland, and lo and behold, he shot it. And afterwards, Haaland was looking at him some way. He said he has receiving that threat that he shouldn't come to Norway. He shouldn't join the plane to Norway and say, hey, you guys as a Mojan cry, if not done it, it's even hey, I forget this player, this guy, Benjamin Asari. He's the only coach, he's the only keeper. Benjamin Asari, he kept clean sheet against English football club, like English football, the England. I mean, how? Only player in the World Cup that kept a clean sheet against England. Everything that England played against in this World Cup was scored against them. So that's the main thing about England. National team Didier Deschamps, like that's his last World Cup for the World Cup. His contract has expired. The new one, the new player, the new head coach coming is Zinedine Zidane. For Zidane, Charlie, I wanted him to build a new team. That's where you see that, oh, you're a good coach. Because when you went to coach Real Madrid, like the team was there already. Adelaide, the team was there, and instead I would be the coach. And they started playing because he had Ronaldo. Bale was playing. You had Benzema on the bench. You had that's the BBC, Benzema, Bale, Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh yeah, Benzema was playing. They were solid already. You had Cruz, you had Modric, you had like Marcelo, you had Pepe, you had Ramos. Like the team was complete already. So even if you don't coach they will coach themselves and go and play. And you want trouble with them. So that's it. You say I'm a good coach. Afterwards, he didn't take any coaching job again. You just fold his hand like this and go and sat at the French national team camp, their door, knocking that you want to be the coach. At that time too, the French national team, it was complete already. You had Pogba, you had Kante, you had Giroud, you had Griezmann, you had the defenders, Varane, you had a whole lot. So it's like the team was complete already. So he wanted to go and coach and also win the World Cup. He said, oh, I'm the best coach ever. I won treble and I also won the Champions League. But here is the case that you should go and you go and settle your old team. You get me? And you start and play with them. And you see the other coaches like, what's the name? Pep. Let's say Pep or Klopp. Say Klopp. Klopp is now is coaching German football club now. You take the team from like scratch because the German nation, after winning the World Cup from 2014, they've not achieved any higher. So you build the team from like the smaller beginnings and can maybe come and win the World Cup. That's why you say you were a coach. Like Club, Pep, he took maybe City 10 years ago and built it winning trophies bit by bit. But not you that you say, I've just started like from the top now, had the top players already. Some teams, if you don't coach them, they will always win their team. And DJ Deschamps, I was shocked how he took this guy, Kante, to the World Cup and he didn't play even a single match. One thing is they said Kante had some misunderstanding with Benzema. No, Mbappe. That's why they didn't play him. He said Kante wanted to be the captain, but that's kind of a total disrespect for Kante because Kante had been playing with Giroud, Griezmann, what's the name, Pogba, a whole lot of people. And you just came 2 days ago. You said you wanted to be the captain. So even Kante, even if you had let him play, he will not do anything. But the dictator, Mbappe was there, so they will not let Kante play the match. That's it. So that's why Kante never played. But you substituted some people like Kone, like all these people were playing, and Kante was sitting at the bench. Football, the politics in football is spoiling football. Like, and Kobe Menu too also went to the whole World Cup and never touched a single ball. Thomas Tuchel, this one of the World Cup that I've seen, that's the coaching selection was only purely based on merit. Everything was based on merit. And so Argentina, to some people say they were playing AFCON. They played Egypt. They played Cabo Verde. They played like only African country. They play Morocco. Or yeah, Argentina play Morocco. It's a lie. They are only playing with African country. No, they didn't play Morocco or something like that. African countries that you are playing. Now the third and fourth will come on. So the third and fourth, you have France and England. That's a solid game. You know, the two teams that I said they made mistake. I think for this one, Kante will get a playing time to play, and maybe Kobe Menu too will also get the time to play. That's the two people that hasn't touched football. So the third and fourth, we are expecting this. Like all the teams, both of the teams, any of them can win it. All of them are favorites, France and England. So we watch a good football. Now, the ultimate final between the two, España and Argentina. Do you know one funny thing? Spain, España is the one that colonized Argentina. So they are playing with their colonial masters, you know. Like looking at the Spanish team, one thing that helps the Argentines is their dark art, their dark horses. That's one thing that helped them. So only if some of the players in the Spanish national team they lose focus, but it will be hard for them to lose focus. That's Rodri like this, always focus. If Rodri lose focus, it's over for the Spanish national team, you know. But for some people like Kubasi, them they can all play the haram football with them, you know, the tiki-taka, like you touch me, I touch you, you touch you, that one there. But only if they take it to Rodri's like place and they stop the midfield. That's it for Spain. So for this match, there it will be a good match. But if Charlie, I said, let me drink water. Let me drink water before I drink. I say it. I don't. Argentina shouldn't win the trophy back to back. You know, like let me put it this way: Messi shouldn't win the World Cup back to back. If you win the World Cup twice, like the GOAT debate, people will say it's over, but it's not over yet because the fact that you win the World Cup, Pele has even won the World Cup three times. But they say Messi is a GOAT than Pele. Then that means if you win the World Cup, it's not anything extraordinary. And let me tell you this: before Messi, before Messi like came to Argentina, Maradona themselves won the World Cup for them. But let's take Portugal for instance. Before Ronaldo came to Portugal, Portugal was nothing. They didn't have any trophy, no World Cup trophy, no Euros, no anything. But Ronaldo has won three major trophies with them. So it's something. So you can say Argentina, like Portugal have only one legend at the time. So let's say aside Ronaldo, they only had one legend. And for Argentina, for instance, they had a lot, like a whole lot of. So if you are a legend for Argentina, it's not any big deal, and that they have everything. Like they have everything before he came back. For Ronaldo, he has carried the whole one man. He carried the whole team on his back. And you know one thing, Messi, this guy, like, wow, he play football, he play balls too much. Like how? Hey, Charlie. Hmm. Hmm. I can't. Hmm. And you know one thing. So the finals in like coming days, the one who present the World Cup to the winning team is probably will be the American president, as Donald Trump. You know, Donald Trump made some controversial decisions in the World Cup when
USA's player got a red card, you call the FIFA president that, hey, you should revoke the World Cup, the red card. I've never seen such thing in football before. Like, how? You just tell the FIFA president to, it's like we are playing AFCON and you call Patrice Motsepe that he should revoke some player like Asamoah or Didayo Jada use like red card. It doesn't happen for, but this one is influence. It just he just said it and it happened. And if Argentina is able to win the World Cup, um, Donald Trump will be the one to present the trophy to Messi. And if this happen, Donald Trump will not leave the stage. He will leave the trophy with the us like he did to the Club World Cup with Cole Palmer and the Dems and Chelsea. So in this instance, if it becomes so, Messi will leave the World Cup when it was handed to him by one, the Sheikh Emir of Qatar, and two, Donald Trump, the US president, and it will be such historic. Like, if this happens, Messi will be the GOAT. Like, Messi will forever be the GOAT. Like, but I'm hoping that Spain could take it. Like, Spain before. Yeah, Spain will take the thing. Don't worry. Feel it. Now let's go to the music here. And Rachel Austin that's Post Malone, will be the one to headline the closest like ceremony of the World Cup, like the World Cup final show. To Post Malone, I don't know the song you come and sing, but I know you sing a whole lot. Sunflower, and then you probably think that you are. Let's go.